ayo, 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 ayo. Book 19, The Nameless. A song accompanied by musical instruments. The story as told. The day was sunny, airy, and warm. 3 nameless seeds were attached to a tree. They have always been part of this tree. They were fed and nurtured like every part of the tree. Sunshine reached them and touched them. When it rained, they were touched too. From their places of attachment, they would survey their surroundings, watching the goings-on and watching all around them. Below them was the fertile soil, always heaving a song or two. On this particular day, the 3 nameless seeds heard the fertile sun heaving this song. Make me your home, make me your home, make me your home, make me your home. Make me your home, put roots in me, sprout in me, and grow within me. Make me my home, make me your home, make me your home, my dream will be realized. Make me your home, put roots in me, sprout in me and grow, stretch stem and branch to reach the sky. Make me your home, make me your home, my dream will be realized. Make me your home, make me your home, make me your home, make me your home. Above them were the clouds dancing to the heaving soil. Some birds were in formations, displaying spectacular acrobatic dances. Some other birds were on branches, land and hills, thrusting their heads forward and back and chanting, impossible, becomes possible, impossible, becomes possible, impossible, becomes possible. In love, all is possible. The show was spectacular and captivating. The enchanting beauty created a magnetic aura, pulling all around to participate in the show. So the mountain joined in. Its awesomeness towered and beamed. The sea was in an extraordinary spirit. Its waves rose to unprecedented heights. The tranquil stream could not resist the bewitching scene, so it joined in too. But it did not change its nature. It remained tranquil. Its beauty became more enhanced by its exhibition of the reflection of the beauty of the waving trees flanking its banks. Some of the trees were big and some small, some with huge visible roots and others with branches which had made themselves into living bridges curving over the stream. The stream nodded and undulated, adding its sound to the music. It was indeed happy. It was beaming with joy, and all around could see that. It appeared in all its glory, reflecting the beauty of the beings which are in it. The sun, which had been smiling the whole time, was now dancing on the surface of the stream, creating beautiful patterns of shimmer, which bounced off in different directions in a dazzling brilliance. Where the stream was more still, it became a mirror to all who went to look into its stillness. The long river could not resist the pool and came out like a traveling lightning sparkling in the distance. It elegantly displayed the beauty of its meandering course, curving its way around obstacles which stood to be noticed. The desert was not left out, as it steered to life to display the beauty of its dust in different arrays of lights, and settled to color and paint everything that came to it to rest. The pool of this beautiful atmospheric scene was getting to those 3 nameless seeds attached to a tree. The captivating scene captured their attention, and the pool became increasingly irresistible. But detachment is a very painful process, even when it happens when it should happen. Even at a ripe stage, detaching from the known to an unknown is not an easy detachment. Moving away from a habit of watching to a dance step of a new does not come that easy. The seeds were ripe and were detaching. They were detaching when they should be detaching. The enchanting, irresistible magnetic aura distracted them from themselves and pulled them on until they detached. Boom! The 3 of them, they were themselves. They found themselves floating away from their bearer. The first seed was fully engaged with that dance and music which distracted it from itself. It was captured by the unfolding wonder and beauty. Its beam, its dream mode was activated, and dreams welled up uncontrollably. It felt itself melt into nothingness, then felt itself expand endlessly to a state where all dreams became reality and all things became possible. Images of beauty paraded by in what seemed like an endless unfolding of beauty. The captivating beauty stirred upwards, which took form. Then the form took a life of its own and erupted to the open to be noticed. Ebuka was the eruption which came emanating from the first nameless seed. It was an explosion of passion, but this sound which emanated from it shook it, a wonder in itself, which it did not think possible. The nameless seed never knew it could make sound. Ebuka! Again erupted uncontrollably from within the first nameless seed and echoed beyond. Its breath has formed the emotion welling up within it into an eruption of words flowing out of it into the open. Ebuka! More words uncontrollably erupted and flowed in the form of a chant. Call me Ebuka. You invited me to make this soul my home. I will make this soul my home. Your dream is my tool. I will try my best in everything. My roots will reach deep inside of me and go further in search of nourishment to make me big. I will sprout huge branches that spread over the land. My flowers will release scents which the wind will carry far and near, a different scent for a different season. I will be home to birds, and all kinds of beings will call me home. In me will be found variety of food to feed variety of beings, fruits, leaves, roots, vegetables, sustenance for all, big or small. I will be many trees in one. I have today taken a name. I am no longer a nameless seed. I am Ebuka, the many in one. So call me Ebuka, Ebumeni, Ebuka, many in one. Ebuka, many in one. Ebuka, many in one. Ebuka, hey! Many in one. Ooh, Ebuka. Many in one. The second seed was in the same dream state as Ebuka and could not hold back the erupting words flowing into the open. From now, I will be known as Mma. I will try my best in everything. I will be home to butterflies, to all little beings. Yellowish leaves will be part of me. Red leaves will be part of me. And so would green and brown. I will be a tree of many colors. Bees will make their home in me. Flowers will bloom diverse beauty. Not one kind, but many kinds. Not one fold, but many folds. Rippling in colors and in sizes. The sight of me will produce exclamations. Beholders of me will remain in awe and smile with bloom and warmth will glow. What a beautiful tree. Many will stop and say, beautiful, 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 Mma. Many will stop and say, call me Mma, the one full of beauty. Call me Mma, the diverse beauty. Call me Mma, many varieties in one. Oh, call me Mma, the one full in beauty. Mma, oh, Mma, oh, Mma, oh, full of beauty. Mma, oh, Mma, oh, Mma, oh, full of beauty. Mma, 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 full of beauty. Mma, 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 full of beauty. Color, beauty, beautiful colors. Color, home, beautiful home. Color, leaves, beautiful leaves. Mma, Mma, full of beauty. Mma, Mma, full of beauty. A chant is heard from all around in harmony. Ebumeni in one tree. Mma, beautiful. Ebumeni in one tree. Mma, full of beauty. Mma, oh, Mma, the beautiful diversity. The beautiful diversity. The beautiful diversity. The beautiful, the beautiful, the beautiful, diva, diva, beautiful, beautiful, diversity. The rain sprinkled its water on all, refreshing and energizing all as it danced along. The mountains echoed, the leaves rustled, streams chorused, the thunder clapped, the bird chirped, all in harmony, none dominating the chant. Mao, Mao, full in beauty, Mao, Mao, full in beauty, many, many trees in one, many trees in one. As Ebuka and Umma were possessed by the spirit of their dance, twirling and gyrating uncontrollably. They heard a harsh and coarse thunder piercing through the atmospheric scene, interrupting the beautiful harmony and disrupting the enriching chant. The thunder which had come to add its voice to the show was a different thunder from the beautiful one which clapped an accompaniment to the rain and the lightning. It was not the same clapping one chanting with the rest. This thunder was different. It was not clapping. It was not erupting and spilling. It was not clapping. It was not erupting the beautiful like Umma and Ebuka did. It was erupting and spilling these. Fools! You two are fools! What is wrong with both of you? Have you lost your mind? Or is it that you are seeds with no mind? Be real! Dreams are not real. In all your time hanging on the bearer and watching goings on, did you not hear passers-by say that dreams are for fools? And right they were. Dreams are for fools. Escape routes from reality, not to reality. Oh, how I hate all this dancing and music making, merry making for fools with no future. You have just detached from the bearer. Your future, if you have one, you have just detached from the bearer. Your future, if you have one, remains unknown. Do you not understand your present situation is one of near death? Or why am I caught up with in this foolish and meaningless exhibition of passion, a complete waste of time and energy? Do you know this music? Do you not know? Do you not know this music? Here at this time, dead at the next. That is the music of here. Do you not know it? Do you not know that music? Here at this time, dead at the next. Dreaming seeds. How ridiculous. No matter how much you dream, no matter how much you walk, no matter how much work you put in, you could never be what you dream. You are seeds. Seeds, seeds, seeds. Do you not get it? Homeless and floating, those chanting birds will soon swoop and you end up between their beaks. Those exhibiting waters will soon turn and you will end up being swept away. You think those other unknown beings are your friends because they are cheering you on? They are the ones to crush you. Do you not get it? You are seeds without home. Seeds detached from home. Seeds without family. Wandering with no protection. Do you not know this music? Here at this time, dead at the next. That is the music of here. What use is trying your best when your best will come to nothing? It is madness to carry on as you have been doing, taking grand names for yourselves. Ebuka, many Inga, Mma, full in beauty. How foolish! Laboring under the weight of titles bigger than you are. I shall take no name. I remain how I am. No name. I remain nameless. Otumde. Just as I am. I remain the same. I bear no name. Call me no name. No name, no name, no name, no name. You are a no name. No name, Otumde. No name. No name. You are no name. It was the third seed, thundering and storming. At that very moment, when Ebuka and Noma realized that it was the third seed storming, a real angry thunder roared, followed by a great storm. Everything changed. Trees were harassed and felled. The sea was turbulent, clashed and roared. The wind swept up large objects and crashed them into others, wreaking and leaving destruction as it moved. Its force lifted all the three seeds and twirled them violently. This change of beat went on and on and on, as though it would never change. But it did change. A change can change. The storm stopped. The lightning passed. Thunder went quiet. What Otumde said to Ebuka and Noma proved itself to be true. Here at this time, dead at the next. The music of here. The inspiring and magical setting which transformed Ebuka and Noma into the singing and dancing seeds was dead. Nowhere in sight. Here at this time, dead at the next. The music of here. Ebuka found itself all alone in an unknown, hard, dark, quiet place. Ebuka does not like being alone, especially in a dark, hard place. But there is something about this place which struck Ebuka and stirred something of beauty inside Ebuka. The something of beauty lifted Ebuka. The lift was high and the connection strong. Ebuka did not know what it was that struck it, but whatever it was, it made Ebuka to feel good about itself and to beam in joy. Ebuka was alive again, alive with dreams. Ebuka's joy spread beyond Ebuka and expanded into other worlds. The world of the past and the world of the future. Ebuka remembered the time it was still an attachment and remembered what it saw whilst attached to its bearer. Ebuka remembered the beauty of family. This beautiful thought brought with it pleasant, gentle scents, which soothed Ebuka and transformed it into a dream state. Ebuka was moved into a state of beauty, an experience of glow and euphoria. though the bearer of Ebuka at that moment was hard, not soft, as the fertile soil, which asked Ebuka to make it home, Ebuka felt at home. The whole atmosphere felt like home. It was an extraordinary experience. Ebuka was captivated by the beauty of silence, having just experienced the clashing of the storm. The experience of the storm highlighted the beauty of this silence. Whilst Ebuka was soaking in the beauty of tranquility, it heard itself whisper, "I love this place, I love this space, I wonder where I am, I wonder what it is, I wonder if it has a name, I wonder if I can move around in it, I would like to find out." Then Ebuka remembered that it is only a seed, battered and moved by the storm and remains in the dark, not knowing where it is. Ebuka became elated at this point. It became very happy about the fact that it was only a seed, but it survived the storm. At that very moment, all things became possible. Its dream of being many in one returned. Ebuka became even more determined to grow up. It became curious about what it was and was determined to find out more about that place where it came alive again. Ebuka heard itself saying, "I will find out where I am. I will grow up. When I grow up, I would love to be part of the family of this hard, dark, quiet." This thought excited Ebuka to no end. Ebuka's passion soared and enlarged Ebuka. Ebuka expanded into more dream states and more dreams filtered into to be born. Ebuka felt itself melt. It melted into nothingness and expanded in realms of nothingness until it heard the eruption coming from deep inside of it. "I must first sprout unrooted fertile soil to grow up to be big enough to see what I cannot see at this level. Yes, when I grow up, yes, when I grow up, yes, when I grow up, I will return here. But I must first go on my adventure to know where I am, so as to return to where I am with all that I can be." Ebuka was so happy to meet up with his dream. Its dream has not been washed away by the flood. It has not been crushed by the storm. It was not blown away by the whirlwind. His dream returned to it and became his companion. Ebuka had lost Mma and Otumde in the storm. Ebuka was sad about its losses, but became thrilled about its findings. Ebuka's new dream became its new finding, its new source of joy. Ebuka's thoughts did not leave its dream. Ebuka was fully energized by its thoughts. Its dream was like food supplying excitement and extraordinary lifting energy. Ebuka was not a fertile soil, so had not had the other kind of food, but was still full of energy. It was filled to the brim and erupting with high energy supplied by its dream. Oh, all Ebuka's senses were activated and engaged by its dream, though Ebuka had no idea how to go about achieving its dream. In its attempt to sense where it was, Ebuka engaged fully with the unique, soothing sense of where it was. This reminded Ebuka of its ambition to make different scents for different times. But did not give Ebuka any idea of what it was. What it gave Ebuka was a steer. The scent steered something of beauty deep inside Ebuka. And Ebuka glowed with joy and felt something on its skin. It was the gentle breeze touching and caressing Ebuka's skin. Ebuka realized that breeze spread scents, and that the gentle breeze may have brought that unique, soothing scent. In all that chaos of the storm, Ebuka had forgotten about the air. The air had always been Ebuka's best friend and companion. It was always with Ebuka wherever Ebuka was. Ebuka was very happy to meet up with his two best friends, its dream and the air. Ebuka then called upon the gentle breeze to help blow it to a fertile soil. Gentle breeze, steer me to a fertile soil. Gentle breeze, steer me to a place to grow. As Ebuka sang, Ebuka heard a shout, "Can I not get some peace? Oh, you silly seed! How stupid can you be, carrying on with your silly dream in this hard, forsaken place? How can any seed in its right sense, possibly dream in this hard place? Hard place where nothing happens. A hopeless, hard place where nothing grows." Oh, Otumdi is alive, thought Ebuka. Ebuka then heard another voice, a calm, soothing one. "Ebuka! Ebuka! Ebuka, many trees in one. I am here. Ebuka! Ebuka! Ebuka, many trees in one. I'll sing with you." It was Mma. Ebuka was overjoyed. Overjoyed! Ebuka's song was the connection which connected Ebuka, Mma, and Otumdi. It was the string which connected the silence and the something which stirred the voices. It was the bridge which brought the three seeds together again. Ebuka and Mma were dancing and singing out with joy, but Otumdi was thundering and ranting. "Fools! You are both fools! Can you see that we will come to nothing in this hard place?" As Mma and Ebuka continued to sing and Otumdi continued to rant, all three seeds felt a lift. The gentle breeze lifted them up. Ebuka and Mma experienced the lift of the most enjoyable, beautiful ride they had ever experienced. Otumdi was not left out. It was equally treated to the wonderful ride, even though it was protesting and grumbling. The ride of the breeze treats all on its path. Air does not discriminate and works in those who take it in. It does its sustenance work even if someone is polluting the air. So the three seeds were well treated by the breeze, which gently deposited them on soil. Each landed in a different place, and none knew whether the other made it to fertile soil or survived beings hunting seeds for energy. Ebuka found itself on fertile soil. It happily sprouted whilst it sang. This enriched the neighborhood and filled the neighboring beings with wonder. A singing seed? Ebuka pushed out its roots and stretched far and beyond in search of food. It went over stones and under rocks. It enjoyed working hard and had great fun trying its very best. Every day was different and became an exciting adventure. Ebuka met many things on its adventure and had many enriching conversations. Otunde was right when he said that beings will come to eat seeds. Beings did come to eat Ebuka, but the ones which came to eat Ebuka changed their minds. They were transformed. They had not seen anything like Ebuka before and liked coming to watch Ebuka at work. Ebuka always sang and danced as it worked. It always beamed smiles as it blossomed. This cheered up all around it. Ebuka did not need protection. Its own joy protected it and made it many friends. Ebuka's friends included those beings which would ordinarily have eaten it. The amazing thing is that Ebuka's hard work captivated the beings so much that they would sit by Ebuka for a very long time and deposit their waste on the soil. Their waste was a special delicacy which nourished the soil and helped Ebuka even build Ebuka even stronger. As for Otumde, it was not eaten by the beings, as it predicted. The beings did not like the look of it. It was bitter and always angry, so the beings did not visit it and would go past it to visit Ebuka. You are what you eat, the beings will say. They did not want to become Otumde. They did not want to be bitter and angry. Eating Otumde, they thought, will make them bitter and angry and breed in them bitterness and anger. Otumde just lay there on the soil, grumpy and unhappy. It did not bother pushing its roots at all, but its roots came out anyway, and its stem stretched to the sun. One day its root came upon a huge rock which was in the way of food and water, but Otumde refused to go over it or under it. Otumde was not interested in helping itself or anybody to grow. It carried a lot of anger around. If it was not complaining about one thing, it was complaining about another. It always found the faults in things and never created or suggested solutions. It never looked happy. It wanted others to do everything and was not interested in any adventure which required it to try its best. In fact, Otumde did not like any adventure or work. Its only adventure was into anger and complaint. It will not thank you if you are kind to it, and always thundered in irritation. One day, a wanderer smelled a scent so beautiful that the wanderer was moved to begin an adventure to find the source of the scent. Wanderers do things like that. The wanderer took its family and followed the scent. The scent led them to an amazing tree. The wanderer called the tree Many in One because it was so big and looked like many things in one. It had different colored leaves. It had different colored flowers. It had all kinds of edible fruits and was home to all kinds of creatures. The wanderer and his family decided to settle and become part of the family of this happy tree. The wanderer was an artist. One day the wanderer went in search of something to paint and came upon a tree. The tree looked very angry and threatening. Its roots Its roots were not deep in the soil, and it looked as though it would fall any minute. The wanderer noticed a uniqueness in the tree, which was beautiful. The uniqueness was an attractive quality to make the subject of a painting, monumentalized and included in an exhibition. As the wanderer was wondering what to do and how to compose the work, something in the tree made the wanderer feel so uncomfortable, so much that the wanderer's inspiration and enthusiasm dried up. To make the matter worse, the tree appeared to be tilting over towards the wanderer, and the wanderer quickly moved away from the tree to avoid being crushed by its weight. The wanderer continued its work in search of a subject for its painting. He then came upon another tree with all kinds of butterflies, bees, and little beings making it their home. It is a tree of many colors. The wanderer was inspired by the beauty of this tree. The tree appeared to be inviting the wanderer and welcoming it to its home. The wanderer settled down and started to paint enthusiastically. Joy beamed through every part of the wanderer. As the wanderer painted, it noticed that the tree was humming in harmony with the strokes on the canvas. The wanderer's paintbrush was even dancing, and the wanderer itself joined in the humming. It hummed what the tree hummed. The tree was humming, impossible becomes possible, impossible becomes possible, impossible becomes possible. In love, all is possible. The wanderer was fully energized, even though it had not eaten for many hours. The wanderer painted all day and produced a painting full of beauty. As the wanderer walked home, the wanderer continued to beam with joy and sang along. Suddenly, its song was interrupted by a very loud crash. What was that? A tree? Thought the wanderer. Then the wanderer heard the stampede of beings all heading towards the crash, chanting and stamping in harmony as they raced. Crash of a tree, let's go and see. Feast of all, feast for all, also to see. Crash of a tree, let's go and see. Feast for all, also to see. The sound of the crash had traveled far and near and caused different kinds of beings to race towards the sound of the crash. This is the normal reaction of beings to the sound of a falling tree. The crash is the tree's own announcement of its transition, the start of a new journey, a change of sorts. The sound of a falling tree brings joy to beings, just as a baby's first cry brings joy to those expecting the baby's entrance into their world. Bees elatedly race to a fallen tree. A fallen tree is very important to its world. Parts of a fallen tree may be used to make fire. Some parts may become home to ants. Some parts journey to become tables, chairs, or musical instruments. Some bees use parts of a fallen tree as materials for writing words. The usefulness of a fallen tree is one reason why beings of all kinds race to a fallen tree. They go to it to celebrate its life with dance, praise, singing, music making, and storytelling. The sound of a tree crash has always been a great sound. But this crash was different. It didn't sound quite right. But bees followed the sound anyway. Then a strange thing happened. The beings which got to the tree were seen turning away and fleeing from the scene of the crash. The tree had no name, and no praise song could be made without a name. Even worse, the tree was releasing bad odor which drove beings away. The disgusting odor was carried by the gentle breeze which does not discriminate. The gentle breeze carried and spread the stench beyond the place where the fallen tree lay. The wanderer perceived the unpleasant odor and ran away from it as far as he could. Ebuka perceived the offensive odor, and so did that beautiful tree which inspired the painting on the canvas. Both trees knew at once that the reeking odor is the smell given off by a tree, by a fallen tree, which did not try its best. They knew that a tree which tried its best will give out a beautiful scent following its crash. The beautiful scent will attract wanderers and beings who will then use the tree's trunk, leaves, branches, and roots to create beautiful works. Something had to be done, Ebuka thought. What Ebuka did next was amazing. Ebuka released its emergency scent to counter the revolting odor. The beautiful tree which inspired the beautiful painting also released an emergency scent. These scents combined to diffuse the reek and restore enriching scent in the environment. The whole space was transformed. The gentle breeze, which does not discriminate, carried the good scents far and near. All the beings running away from the destructive odor were reached and touched by the good scents. The beings became soothed and relaxed. They stopped running and started breathing in the beautiful fragrance from Ebuka and the tree which inspired the beautiful painting. The wanderer was also touched and energized by the enriching scents. The wanderer ran home without stopping to share its exciting news of the day with Ebuka and the rest of the family. As the wanderer hung the beautiful painting on one of Ebuka's branches, it continued to hum. Impossible becomes possible. Impossible becomes possible. Impossible becomes possible. In love, all is possible. When Ebuka saw the painting, a big smile beamed through Ebuka and spread all to its tree family. Every being touched by Ebuka's smile radiated brilliance never seen before. The painting on the canvas itself was beaming smiles and singing, impossible becomes possible. In love, all is possible. Ebuka knew at once that Mma had realized its dream. Ebuka continued to beam a brilliance never seen before and uncontrollably sang out, Ayo, 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 Ayo. Mma heard Ebuka's song and was overjoyed. Both have achieved their dreams jubilantly. Both sang and danced. Despite the distance between them, their songs crossed over the distance to be heard and harmonized in each other's home. They shared their stories and adventures through the crossing exchange of songs. All the beings around joined in the celebrations. The song rose and the dance expanded. The trees shook and the land heaved. The passing cloud turned and its color changed. The sun smiled and its warmth touched. The gentle breeze cooled and the scent cheered. The wanderer beamed and excitedly painted on its canvas the stories as told by Ebuka and Mma. Suddenly, the wind arrived at the scene and joined in. It began blowing its trumpet and whistling its special tune. Its special tune was an announcement carried over mountains and seas. The wind was announcing that Ebuka had come of age. The refrain was echoed by the sea. Ebuka was dancing and chanting and gyrating ecstatically, gyrating. Yes, Ebuka was gyrating ecstatically. The wind's trumpet became louder and was heard across lands, seas, and mountains. Then something special happened. Crashing sounds as never heard before, assembled and harmonized into a beautiful, full-bodied, great crash music that erupted from Ebuka. Oh my God! A crash was heard across many lands and seas, and it was Ebuka. Ebuka's crash. Ebuka majestically bowed. It majestically bowed out. Its bow was its crash. Ebuka was a beauty in crash, as it was in height. The sound was heard near and far. All kinds of beings followed the sound of the crash to where Ebuka lay. It seemed as though Ebuka was beaming joy and glory. The beam of a tree which did its best with all its breath. Sense of beauty became its present breath. Sense of beauty which had never been sensed before. They seemed to be attending to beautify the beaming Ebuka. Special scents seemed to be emanating from Ebuka to meet and to greet. Perceived by all around, it was a celebration of scents of all kinds. There was great fun, fanfare, and jubilation. The beings attending the crash were beaming with joy and singing with passion. Ebuka lent itself to all beings to do with it as they would. The beautiful aura of the atmosphere elevated the beings into a state of creativity, and their creative mode was activated. The beings became creative both in thought and in action. Many created all sorts of beauty. Ebuka gradually changed states and became different forms. Some parts of Ebuka became forms of pianos, cellos, drums, and other musical instruments. Other parts became forms of pews, tables, and chairs. Stories of Ebuka were written by writers. Some were set in stones, some were drawn on stones. Wood carvers carved images and others created symbols which told stories. Songs and poems found themselves on parts of Ebuka. A new genre of music came to be named crash, a short form for Ebuka's majestic crash. Beings named their creations after Ebuka. Ebuka's beautiful scents remained in the air and continued to be spread by the gentle breeze, the whistling wind, the heaving soil, and the cascading sea. Ebuka had changed state. It lived on in the forms of the beings which ate it. It lived on in the forms of the beings which lived in it. It lived on in the forms of the beings which it had become. It lived on in the forms of the beings which had become it. The drums, the beams holding up houses, and the leaves carpeting the ground. Forms of Ebuka were not just in one place. They were in all places, where Ebuka's wind of change touched and where Ebuka's special scent permeated. Ebuka had journeyed home, to many homes, in different forms, to the homes of its dreams, to the homes in its adventures. Its roots had rooted through to find the root of its dream, the root of that dark, hard, quiet, hard, dark, quiet place where Ebuka found itself after the storm, the root which became a root. Forms of Ebuka found a home in that dark, hard, quiet place. Hard, dark, quiet place where Ebuka found itself after the storm. They felt extraordinarily enriched by making that place their home. The scent Ebuka sensed in that place was the scent Ebuka added to that place. The scent which was a sense. The name of that place and that scent remain unknown because Ebuka never told the name. Even in a changed form and in a different shape, every season the different parts of Ebuka harmonize to release pleasant, enriching scents. The scents tell something of beauty wherever they touch. The gentle breeze will circulate the scents far and near beyond each form. In addition, once a year, a special scent is released, a scent not associated with any season. Once released, this scent spreads to reach spaces far and near, permeating wanderers and beings of all kinds. Wanderers are always curious and will set out to find out the source of the scent. They will follow the scent and find themselves in that hard, dark, quiet place where Ebuka found itself after the storm. Here the wanderers meet Ebuka, sit on Ebuka, listen to music made from Ebuka, reflect in silence and on thoughts carved on parts of Ebuka. Wanderers love this hard, dark, quiet place because in it they perceive a soothing presence which always stirred something of beauty in them. In silence, the wanderers, like Ebuka, beam with the beautiful thought of their own dream, energized by the thought of being something, of growing up, of going on adventures, of making their dreams come true. In that silence, something inside of them gets reached and touched and stirred. They get moved and lose themselves, melting into nothingness, to expand endlessly in a dream state until the gentle breeze caresses their beings and transports them to a soil where they could plant their dreams, feed their dreams, live their dreams, become their dreams. Dreamers always return to forms of Ebuka. Many are moved to return to the form of Ebuka, releasing the inspiring sense. At every return, they will share with Ebuka and others their own new stories. The stories of journeys which they completed, the stories of ongoing adventures, and the stories of their new dreams. Some share their stories in silence. Some share the stories in the form of tears. The wanderers were always free to stop as often as they wanted. So, some stopped over at Ebuka stops, at every given opportunity when moved to stop, and when things made them to stop in awe. Names were important to wanderers, so each wanderer touched by Ebuka's scent gave the touched a name informed by how the scent made the wanderer feel. The journeys to parts of Ebuka had also been called different names by different wanderers. Some called it a journey into self. Some called it being in touch with the deep within. The wanderers used different names to describe that hard, dark, quiet place where Ebuka found itself after the storm. Some described it as the core. Some called it a place of inspiration. Others described it as the sacred space. One or two had called it the root. Some looked to the heart to name it the silent stone. Others did not give it a name at all, but questioned and argued about the description, silent stone. How correct is that description, they asked. They said that stone is not the only thing that is hard, and questioned whether a stone can be said to be silent. They said that many things about that dark, quiet place remains unknown, and questioned whether any name is correct when it is likely that many things about that place remain unknown. What do you think? What name should you choose to call that place? That place where Ebuka came alive after the death of the storm. Please share your thoughts. Did you ask me about Mma? Oh, Mma is still out there, inspiring wanderers to paint, sing, and create beauty. Mma's spirit remains in the gentle breeze, stirring beauty to beam all around, to reach beings, connect into beings, flow inside beings, and become one with beings. Mma and Ebuka still sing together and work in harmony, even during crashes of trees which did not try their best. Ebuka works from the inside. Mma works from the outside. Beings continue to relate with all the beauty around and the beauty in each other. So when next you sense a beautiful scent, or see flowers on your path, or hear a beautiful sound or music, or see trees lining the street, or think, the air is always around me, so is my best friend, just know that Mma and Ebuka are also around you. They are always enjoying their work, making all kinds of beauties, releasing different beautiful fragrances, diffusing offensive odors, planting smiles on faces, inspiring beings to think. When next you catch yourself being grumpy, bitter, and finding only fault in the ideas of others without preferring any solution to make things better, know that Otumde has infiltrated your boundaries to make its home in you. You may have knowingly or unknowingly eaten Otumde, because we are what we eat. The thing called Ebuka is that thing inside beings which move beings to connect with the thing outside beings called Mma. When the beauty in a being when the Ebuka in a being steers the something inside the being to make connection with the Mma around the being, the connection beams out to make beings smile or flow in tears of awe. You see, beloved one, a thing is as important as a non-thing or a nothing. A being is as important as a non-being. Everything is important and nothing is important. A sin is as important as an unseen. A nameless can become a name. Nothing can become something. Something called Ebuka. something called Mma, something called Otumde. But something called Mma still stirs something of beauty inside beings. The something called Mma, something called Ebuka still stirs something of beauty inside beings. The something called Mma still connects with the beauty in beings to make them sing and beam with smiles. Otumde still storms through beings and still releases offensive odor. But thankfully, Ebuka and Mma are always around to diffuse the odor and transform it into something beautiful. Ebuka walks deep inside beings. The thing touching the love deep inside, so as to glow and radiate through all seasons, beyond all boundaries, to connect with the love outside. The love outside. The love Mma bears and radiates. Different seasons have different exhibitions of beauty which beautify the mind. Admission to these exhibitions is free. The exhibitions are always guaranteed to thrill. The mystery of nothingness, when revealed, is guaranteed to thrill. Guaranteed to thrill. This song of In and Out. It started with a song and will end in a song. It started with a dance and will end in a dance. It started with an in and will end in an out. It started with a take and will end in a give. It started with a breath and will end in a breath. This breath of in and out, this space of song and dance, a space to be, this space of give and take. What have you got to give? Here is something to share. Love to you always. Love to all always. The exhibition is not ended, then we return to where we started. Have you made a name? What's your name, you ask? What's my name, you ask? Love to you always. Love to all always. Oh, what I thought at this point. This is a different approach to making a name, a style different from the style I chose. I like their style, Ebuka, Mma, Otumde. They observed, got inspired, then chose a way to be and went on to become it. I like the name Ebuka. Mma is beautiful. They became the name they chose. Otumde did not want to change, but change it did. In this space of change, everything changes, whether or not they want to change. Something changes. Some changes must surely happen. Some you can bring about with your ability to love or the disability known as lack of love. I am beginning to understand. I can choose a name at the beginning or acquire a name as I go along or be given a name by others or make myself a name or make my name myself. I have not yet decided on what name to bear. What name do you see in me? Ebuka, Mma, Otumde. The enquirer, the wanderer, the listener, the speaker, the thinker, the reader, a book, a writing, a writer, a child, a parent, a stranger, an artist, a song, a dance, a breath, a forest, a tree, the name my father gave me, the name my mother gave me, the name you gave me. I think I made the name even when I thought I made no name. I made indecision my name when I could not decide on a name. But now I come to name. In this space where names come to be, I invoke a name. I have decided on a name. I join the dance of names. I call out my own names with all the force of joy. I pronounce my own name with all the breath of jubilation. I name myself after that of which I am made. I call myself that which is stored in me. I call myself by that name which reflects all I have come to learn. I am what I am because of what made me. I am made of love, the love stored in me. I am made to love, the love nurturing me. I am what I am because of what is in me. We are what we eat. What I eat is what I am. Love nourishes me, so love is what I am. I choose many lovers as my name of now. I choose many lovers, the name to distinguish me. I choose many lovers, drum and dance to it. I choose many lovers as the name to be called. I have many lovers. Many lovers are in me. I have many lovers. Many lovers made me what I am. What name have you made? What name has made you? What shall I call you? Book 4267. Many Lovers. A publication of Touch Love Worldwide.